If you read any science fiction or futurism, you've probably heard people using the term singularity to describe the world of tomorrow. But what exactly does it mean? And where does the idea come from? Hello and welcome to another episode of Endless Info. Singularity, a phrase that is originally derived from mathematics and describes a point which we are incapable of deciphering its exact properties. It's that place where the equations basically go nuts and make no sense at all. Then there's the singularity, which describes the moment when a civilization changes so much that its rules and technologies are incomprehensible to previous generations. Think of it as a point of no return in history. According to the most popular version of the singularity hypothesis called intelligence explosion, an upgradable intelligent agent, such as a computer running software-based artificial general intelligence, will eventually enter a runaway reaction of self-improvement cycles, with each new and more intelligent generation appearing more and more rapidly, causing an explosion in intelligence, and resulting in a powerful super-intelligence that far surpasses all human intelligence. Or in other words, a singularity will happen when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence. Most thinkers believe the singularity will be jump-started by extremely rapid technological and scientific changes. These changes will be so fast and so profound that every aspect of our society will be transformed, from our bodies and families to our governments and economies. A good way to understand the singularity is to imagine explaining the internet to somebody living in the year 1200. The science fiction writer Vernor Vinge wrote in his 1993 essay, Technological Singularity. It is a point where our old models must be discarded and a new reality rules. As we move closer to this point, it will loom vaster and vaster of human affairs, till the notion becomes a commonplace. Yet when it finally happens, it may still be a great surprise and a greater unknown. Specifically, Vinge pinned the singularity to the emergence of artificial intelligence. We are on the edge of change comparable to the rise of human life on Earth, he wrote. The precise cause of this change is the immediate creation by technologies of entities with greater than human intelligence. Some say there are reasons to believe the singularity is near. For the last 50 years, the technology industry has been driven by Moore's Law, the famous prediction made by Intel co-founder Gordon Moore that the number of transistors on a microchip would double about every 18 months. That's what enabled computers the size of a refrigerator to shrink down to devices we can hold in our palm of our hand. Now we are approaching the theoretical limit and the process is slowing down. The problem is that you can only shrink transistors down so far before quantum effects between atoms cause them to malfunction. While chip technology is still advancing, at some point you can't cheat Mother Nature anymore. Moore's Law will come to a halt sometime around 2020. Today we're beginning to reach a tipping point. Military robots are becoming commonplace on the battlefield and soldiers are developing emotional bonds with them, even going as far as to hold funerals for their fallen android pals. In 2003, scientists created a full map of the human genome. For the first time, we actually knew which genes were which and could begin to track their function. Just 2 years later, the US government started compiling the Cancer Genome Atlas, which allows doctors to target cancers based on their genetic makeup rather than the organ in which they originate. The idea of approaching a technological singularity is both exciting and scary. While the prospects of technologies that are hundreds of times more powerful than what we have today will open up completely new possibilities, there are also inherent dangers. How autonomous should we allow robots to become? Which genes are safe to edit and which are not? If you like the video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and don't forget to ring that bell.